Bomber Heihts. It's a great opportunity. This is to celebrate the partnership between Bomber Heihts neighbors and the city and making a huge impact on our neighborhood park. On behalf of the Bomber Heihts Neighborhood Association, thank you for joining us today to celebrate the completion of artists and extras lining up in rows. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the elected officials, city staff, and special guests in the audience. Of course, the artists who made this possible. We have Ann Ekstrom and Michael Pavlovsky. Zim Zimmerman, our city councilman, is here. Sandra Youngblood, assistant director of Parks Department. Martha Peters, director of Public Arts Program. The Fort Worth Aviation Museum is here too. So, thank you all for coming out today. My pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Council District 3 Representative, Council Members Jim Zimmerman.
At the age of 70, you know that span time gets short. I want to thank everybody. This has been a long trip coming. In fact, we were kind of reminiscing about it. And when I first came on the council, this was a plan. The art's been designed, sort of, and everything. And now it's almost 8 years later that we finally made the trip. So Bill Morris, who's a friend of mine, has become the unofficial aviation, Bill, raise your hand, become kind of the unofficial aviation expert for North Texas. And he put in some words, and they're important enough for this area that I want to read them to you. I normally don't read speeches. I want to read this to you because it really reflects on the significance of this area of the west side. I'm not going to go into the good morning, but for this part, the addition of public art has made a huge impact and helped the neighborhood in transforming a small green space into a point of pride and a gathering space for the community. The aircraft depicted on the monument is most appropriate. No symbol more aptly defines Bomber Heihts neighborhood than the consolidated Vultee B-36 Peacemaker strategic bomber. The neighborhood was literally born out of the B-36. In fact, and I think the neighborhood may have it, but there's a video of a B-36 making a very low pass over Bomber Heihts. And if you get a chance to see it, I mean, it is absolutely spectacular to watch that airplane come over the top of the rooftops. As World War II was coming to a close, employment at the bomber plant dropped from 22,000 workers to just over 6,000 workers. But something new was on the horizon, and by 1947, a giant aircraft began to fill the skies over Fort Worth. Its 6 massive engines literally made the ground shake when it flew overhead. That aircraft was the Convair B-36. By 1948, the B-36 was entering full production, and employment at the consolidated Vultee plant stood at 13,000 workers. By 1951, that number had risen to almost 31,000 workers. Obviously, housing such a huge workforce became a critical need, and the influx of workers and their families had a significant impact on the growth of Fort Worth. The neighborhood was developed to meet the needs for the housing workers, their families, with short commuting distance to the plant and the base. New schools and shops were also built on the large tracts of vacant land, which dominated the west side of Fort Worth in 1948. Since 1942, over 68,000 aircraft have been built around Fort Worth and have contributed over $1 trillion to the local economy. The figure does not include the impact of commercial aviation at DFW Airport and the 62 million passengers who used the airport last year. And I'm going to go off script for just a second. You know that Fort Worth's motto is, we're the town of cowboys and culture. And I would tell you that without the aviation history that we have, cowboys and culture probably would not have been what it is today. And I keep trying to find a way to get everybody to recognize the aviation heritage, because this is a strong aviation heritage town. We've got the USS Fort Worth in here this weekend for their 4th anniversary, and we're doing a lot of special things with them. But we are dedicated to and support our military in their endeavors. I would like to take this minute to applaud all the key stakeholders for their years of work to bring the Bomber Heihts Public Art Project to fruition. The Park and Recreation staff, Sandra is here, there she is, and the Arts Council staff and the administrators that administers the city public art. I mean, Martha is here and several of the others, so thank you. Most of all, I want to thank Ann Ekstrom. Ann, stand up. I want everybody to see Ann. And then Michael Pawlowski. Michael, there he is back in the back. He was the one that turned the design into the reality we see today. As Fort Worth grows and changes, it is vital that we continue to honor our history and recognize the aspects of our city that have brought us to the place we are now. Our military ties and aviation industry has been and continues to be of what part makes our city great, and the artwork is a wonderful way to remember it. Again, thanks to the Bomber Heihts neighborhood and the artists on this wonderful addition to the community. Not only that, but thanks for the perseverance to get this done. So it's really and if you look at this park now, and I know it gets utilized a lot, this has got to be a special place for the community, and we hope you enjoy it for years to come. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a great day in Fort Worth.
It is.
Yes.
This is my favorite time of year. Great skies, cooler weather, garage sales, football games. What better way to spend a Saturday morning? Two people I also want to recognize today. We have Roger Whitmarsh with us. He's the Assistant Field Ops Supervisor. So if you have any concerns, issues with this park or any parks in the south end of Fort Worth, he's the man, not me. and then we have Miss LaShonda Davis, who is our park board representative from the east side of Fort Worth, and she's here today. We are glad to have you here as we celebrate this wonderful addition to our park system. City of Fort Worth has over 260 parks, and this is actually officially part of South Zebo's Park, but we've added Bomber Heihts to it because of the historical nature of it. Yes. And I have to acknowledge the neighborhood, because how many of you were at the park board when this item went before them for their consideration? I was there as well, just kind of sitting observing, and some of the comments from the park board members were like, that's a warplane. That's talking about the war. Why would you want that in the park? But it goes back to what Councilmember Zimmerman said, is we're celebrating the past and celebrating the impact it had to the city of Fort Worth. And that's why I appreciate the neighborhood who said, no, this is Bomber Heihts. We can't dismiss that as part of our history. So I want to thank you for your diligence in working with the Fort Worth Public Art and the City of Fort Worth Park Department to make it a reality. So I encourage all of you to enjoy the parks. It started out just open green space, and you can see now with the walking trail and the artistic benches. Michael, anytime you want to weed eat around here, not a problem. For those of you who don't know, he came out here yesterday with his weed eater and was working, so we'll sign you up. But we do take great pride in what we are able to provide to our community, and we are part of the community working with you. And so if there's anything we can ever do, just give us a call. And at this time, I want to introduce a community member who's been involved from the very beginning, Audra Andrews.
All right.
Good morning. I agree with Ms. Youngblood. It is a beautiful morning to be out here at the park, to enjoy this beautiful park. And I have to say what I've said for several weeks now. My favorite remark is, does it not look like a real park now? It's absolutely gorgeous. We are excited. First, I want to thank all of you for taking your time out of your busy schedules. I know everyone has that schedule and they have a life. And we appreciate you taking the time out this morning to be here with us and sharing our excitement. On behalf of Bomber Heihts Neighborhood Association and our neighbors, we want to express our appreciation to those who have made contributions. And Extron, thank you for sharing your amazing talent with us and creating this beautiful artwork. Thank you for your love of this area. I know that made the experience and the results much more meaningful and true to history. Thank you. Michael, where are you? Thank you for sharing your amazing talent.
Well, you're welcome.
You've done an incredible job implementing this design.
That went away.
Okay. Well, then I'm good. I wanted to make sure I had that right. And I knew it changed somewhere through the years. So we're back with Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
And we also want to thank Fort Worth Public Art. Alida has been a joy to work with. As we said, it has been ongoing, and she has been a blessing. Cornell Gordon was our project manager from the beginning of the park project. And he's not here today, but I do want to say he has certainly inspired us. He's led us in the right direction, and he's kept us on the right path when we wanted to go our own way. So we really do appreciate Cornell, and we'll continue working with him. Parks maintenance, I tell you what, we cannot say enough. Those guys have gone way above and beyond their normal duties. Always there with what we requested, and they continue to keep this park looking absolutely beautiful, and we appreciate that. We hope that our endeavor will continue to educate children and those not familiar with the area, so that as the demographics change, that they can too take pride in their community and this great city that we all call home. As the planes fly overhead, it's a daily part of our life. We've learned to adapt it. We've learned to embrace it. Lockheed and Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base are here to stay. Thus, the planes are here to stay. I thank you for being here today, and we thank you for your support in our beautiful park. Thanks. Jennifer Kastler-Price.
Thank you, Sandra. Good morning, everyone. Such a beautiful day, and I'm so pleased to be here today to celebrate. Pieces are years in the making, and the term public in public art has more than a few connotations. Certainly, it refers to artwork that resides in public spaces, and the City of Fort Worth has made a considerable commitment of public funding to commission art and to include artists in the development of our urban environment. But the term also speaks to the process of making public art, because it is a partnership between creative individuals and the neighborhoods that will host artworks in their communities. You, the public, are an integral part of not only why, but how public art happens. The stakeholders that participated in the project. Thank you all.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out and taking the time to come out on Saturday morning. I know we're all busy and have stuff we got to do, but I just really appreciate the community and the city coming together on this and making this happen. It took a while, but it's done, and